Hi everyone, I'm Libbie, and welcome to Connecting the Dots, a series where we explore fascinating ideas from books, psychology, science, spirituality, and personal growth. Not to tell you what to believe, but to help you think differently. So, let's connect the dots. Have you ever had one of those days where it feels like everything goes wrong? You spill your coffee, hit every red light, someone cuts you off in traffic, and by the end of the day, you're thinking, why does this always happen to me? Now, have you ever had the opposite happen? Everything seems to fall into place. You meet the right person, an opportunity appears out of nowhere, you feel lucky. So here's the question. Are we just noticing what's already there? Or does what we expect actually influence what we experience? That's the question Pam Grout explores in her book E Squared. And whether you agree with every conclusion or not, I think it raises some fascinating ideas. One of the things I enjoyed most about E Squared is that it isn't written like a textbook. Pam Grout doesn't just tell you what to believe, she invites you to experiment. The book is built around 9 simple exercises designed to help you become more aware of your expectations, your attention, and how you interact with the world around you. Now, some of the ideas in the book are interpreted through a spiritual lens, and not everyone will agree with every conclusion. But that's not really why I wanted to share it. What fascinated me was something much simpler. The idea that maybe we notice more of what we're already looking for. This immediately reminded me of something we know about the brain called the Reticular Activity System, or the RAS. Think of it like a filter. Every second, your brain is taking in an incredible amount of information, far more than you could consciously process. So it filters. It decides what's important based on what you've been focusing on. Have you ever decided you wanted a certain car and suddenly you see that car everywhere? The cars were always there. Your brain just started paying attention to them. The same thing can happen with opportunities, problems, kindness, even evidence about ourselves. If I constantly tell myself I'm always failing, my brain becomes very good at collecting evidence that supports that belief. But if I start asking, where am I making progress? My brain begins noticing those moments too. That doesn't mean we're pretending life is perfect. It means our attention influences what we become aware of. And awareness influences our experience. One tool to try this week. So here's a simple experiment inspired by E Squared. Tomorrow morning, choose one thing to look for. Maybe it's kindness, maybe it's beauty, maybe it's moments where you feel supported. Write it down before you leave the house. Then spend the day simply noticing, not forcing, not pretending, just paying attention. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I notice today that I might have missed before? Sometimes changing your focus changes your experience. I don't think this book is asking us to ignore reality. I think it's inviting us to become more aware of the lens through which we experience reality. Because wherever our attention goes, our awareness tends to follow. And awareness is often where change begins. Whether you see that through psychology, neuroscience, spirituality, or simply personal experience, I think it's a question worth exploring. So I'd love to know, have you ever noticed something only after you started looking for it? Maybe it was opportunities, gratitude, or even your own strengths. Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've noticed. Until next time, let's keep connecting the dots.